What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to talk on Stephen A. Smith. Right, this hasn't been a good week for Stephen A. Smith. As you probably already know, Serena Williams' husband checked Stephen A. Smith for some things that he said about Serena Williams. Right, and immediately Stephen A. Smith went into uh cleanup mode, right? He was trying to he basically was trying to walk back some of the statements that he made about Serena Williams. I think it was at the Super Bowl halftime Super Bowl performance. She was crip walking, and he made some statements about her crip walking. Let me see, and it was about like her as far as she was crip walking, and it was about the fact that she was trying to show up Drake, right? He made it like it was about Drake and everything. And Stephen A. Smith said that if that was his woman and she was trying to show up her ex-boyfriend, then he would send her back to the ex-boyfriend, right? So fast forward, Serena Williams' husband comes on to ESPN and basically checks Stephen A. Smith for the comments that he made about his wife. And see, everybody knows that Stephen A. Smith has different energy, depending on who you are. Like if you are a minority, if you black, or if you're a woman, or something like that, Stephen A. Smith, he don't even need all the facts. Like he'll go straight in on you. Prime example is the situation with the kid who was playing. What's the guy name? Not the kid. The linebacker for the Denver Broncos. I forgot his name, but there was some allegations against him as far as like striking his wife or his fiance. Stephen A. Smith, just went right in on him. Then you had the situation with Josh Giddey. And Josh Giddey, Stephen A. Smith, social media had to go in on Stephen A. Smith to even bring the Josh Giddey situation up. He even said that he didn't even want to respond to it because they didn't have all the facts. But yet, as soon as somebody else from our community gets, in trouble, he don't even need all the facts. He'll just go right in on them. So everybody knows that. And the thing that really pissed people off about Stephen A. Smith is he's not about truth. Like if you have an opinion and you are and you're in search of truth, then that's one thing. But Stephen A. Smith is all about like a narrative. And and depending on who you are, that narrative will affect you in a negative way. Like I said, if you black or if you're a minority, then the narrative is not going to be good. The energy is not going to be good. And that's what Stephen A. Smith has been about, and people see through that. One person who saw through that and called him out on it was Steven Jackson, right? And so I'm going to play the audio from Steven Jackson when he calls Stephen A. Smith out on the comments and his lack of energy and his lack of fairness, in my opinion. So I'm gonna play and then I'm gonna react to it.
Come on, Stephen A, bro. You get loud and all in your feelings about Braun. When Braun, he talking to a black billionaire, but when you talking to a white billionaire, you humble. And you come back on your show talking real respectful, mild manner, man. Hey, bro, listen, bro. And you dogging the black women. Bro, let's stay out of politics and stick to talking about sports you never played. All right? Just stick to doing that, bro. We not gonna vote for you if you talk. I heard you talking about running. You don't do that, bro. We not gonna vote for you. No, no. We're not. But check this out, bro. Stop, bro. Okay. You do not have the same energy for other people, but you got the lot of energy for Braun and black women and everybody else. Well, stop it. Come on, Steve.
All right, that was Steven Jackson, right? And the thing I like about it, I think that they have to definitely call Stephen A. Smith out, right? And because he can't be allowed to get away with stuff like this. And if Stephen A. Smith thinks that he can run a race and win, when people like his approval level before he even out the gate is probably is like he probably have a negative approval level. I don't think he has a chance of running for some type of public office and winning, because people see through what he's trying to do. Like, he's not about truth. He's always about, like I said, it's promoting a narrative, pushing a narrative. Not only do black people see that, but white people see it too. And so ain't no win for Stephen A. Smith. And the people who are back, who would choose to back Stephen A. Smith, there must be some type of ulterior motive or some type of ulterior plan when you want to back somebody who there's no way that you can put him in a position where he would receive public approval. Especially from the African American community or any of the minority communities, like women, black people, and a lot of white people do not really, they see right through him. So I think what's going to happen is I think that Stephen A. Smith is going to find himself like out of a job, because every other week or every week, it seems like somebody is just really just calling him out for the nonsense. He just somebody that is just not a genuine person. He's not a person who is seeking truth. He's not a person who is honest about any situation. It's all about promoting a certain, pushing a narrative, and that's it. And people, because you have social media out here, and people can people can immediately respond to the nonsense, then Stephen A. Smith will be useless. Like, if anybody want to support him or back him, and you want to put some money into Stephen A. Smith, that's basically like, in my opinion, it'd be like throwing your money away. Because it's because word travels so fast now. It used to be, you could kind of, before social media, Stephen A. Smith could say what he want, and he didn't have to worry about like an immediate response or immediate backlash to something like that. But as soon as he say something, man, people take to social media, and and they just put him in his place, or they correct everything he say. He get called out on his lies, and all Stephen A. Smith has to do, if he don't want to continuously be made to look like a fool, is just to be like a stand-up dude. Basically, that's all he had to do. Like, if be honest about the situation. But when you see Dana White on video, hear his wife, and then you come up there and you vouch for Dana White, when that same week you was throwing somebody else, a black man, under the bus. People remember that. People keep receipts. If you didn't want to say anything bad about Dana White, then you should not have said anything at all. Because the situation was that Dana White, struck his wife in public, and it was on video. And a lot of times when what was the guy? What was the linebacker? I can't remember his name. The linebacker for the Denver Broncos. Anyway, there was no video of him. Now, there was video of Ray Rice. But this guy just constantly gets called out, and I think that his credibility is just, he just lacks credibility now. I think he's almost to the point where he is going to be useless to the people that pay him, because if you can't get people to buy into Stephen A. Smith, he has no level of credibility. Then, like, what is he like? What's his use? I don't get it. I don't get what his use is if the public is not buying into what Stephen A. Smith is saying. The purpose of being able to control Stephen A. Smith is to have people buy into what he's saying. He's not believable, So if he's not believable, I don't think they're gonna have really much use for him. After this, he got the big contract, and I don't think they have much use for Stephen A. Smith because every time he says something he's not believable at all. So, or maybe maybe that's the new thing with social media. Like they don't even care. Like if you're on social media and you have an opinion, maybe only thing that matters, well, they think the only thing that matters is what's going on mainstream media. But I don't believe that either. I think social media is really has a lot of influence, and Stephen A. Smith, he don't realize that right now, but I think he's really, he's really just damaged his own credibility and the credibility of the people that he represents. So that's my take on the situation. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.